this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the Local Show here on GrassRoots Community Network. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host. How's your summer going, guys? I hope you're enjoying the summertime in Aspen. So much going on. It's been crazy, and I hope you're getting out there and enjoying some recreation, recreating yourselves. It's been really fun getting folks out, both locals and visitors, on athletic activities. And I'm really excited to have an athletic friend of mine back. She hasn't been on in a year or two, and was born and raised in Aspen.
That's right.
Natalie Trecker, welcome back to the show, Natalie.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Breaking away from the Mercantile.
Yes.
For a little
And
festivities.
we had this discussion earlier, mercantile, and I've finally decided, you know what, it's mercantile.
Okay, mercantile.
It
Let's
ends
get that
with
out of
an
the way.
E, and so that makes the I long, so it's mercantile.
Okay, mercantile. It is a little potato.
It is.
But mercantile.
It is.
So the Motherlode Mercantile, which we're going to talk a lot about today on the show, such a great amenity for the community.
Yeah.
And it fits in our environmental kind of ethos in Aspen. Mm-hmm. And we're still trying to be environmental, whenever we can, although it's quite a dichotomy, here in Aspen with the 83% private jets coming into our airport and kind of the endless development and all that. But then there's so many things we can do that are environmentally friendly. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk a lot about that, but I want the viewers to get a chance to get to know you.
Okay.
As born and raised in Aspen, in the Ward family, which your parents were, known in the community, and your dad in particular was a kind of a Nordic ski icon and legend, and you grew up in that kind of Nordic, culture in your family. And can you talk about that a little bit, growing up in Aspen?
Yeah, well, I always said it was really great to grow up in Aspen because it was the combination of small town, the benefits of that, safety, and a small community, but it also had a lot of international travelers, and so you weren't, like a small town, narrow-minded, right? You had international exposure and experiences with a small town safety net, and so it was a glorious place to grow up, and like you say, all the access to the outdoor adventures. It's so easy, and it just becomes part of the fabric of who you are, and so it's just really lovely. And the school system, of course, has an amazing experiential education program, which luckily is still going today, with a lot of support from Aspen School graduates who have come back to contribute to that program, and that just goes a long ways in helping people be great and educated. So, and the cross-country ski trails are right outside the high school, right? So we could just, take breaks from school and just go across the street and go cross-country skiing in the middle of the school day. So that's pretty amazing.
So were you more cross-country than alpine, or did you
Growing
do both?
up, both.
Okay.
Growing up, I did both.
Okay.
Equally. I initially didn't like cross-country skiing that much because it's so much work and it's flat and it's right. But that's ended up being what I competed in and really loved, and it's just such a great sport because you can age with it really, really. You can do it till you die.
And you and your brother.
Casey. My younger brother Casey. Yep, we were both raced at CU for the CU ski team there, and then after we graduated from college, we were pro skiers, but there's no money in pro cross-country skiing. But we were sponsored athletes who chased Olympic points and did the whole Olympic trials thing, and anyway, just did the ski racing thing for a long time.
Yeah.
And that was really great. Yeah.
What role does that play in your life now, cross-country skiing?
It's helping me age better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
when you reach for the stars and you have a threshold that's way elevated as far as what you think is your standard, or if you back it off a little bit, you're still landing pretty high up, and you have a good perspective on how to stay active and healthy, and you're comfortable out there training and doing stuff. So it's an easy place to be, and so if it's easy, then it's easier to do it for a longer time as you age, because it's not such a stretch to do it, you know.
Right, so it keeps you fit, keeps you healthy,
Yeah.
good mental attitude,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
I like
Yep.
to, just out on the bike yesterday, riding up the pass, the mental acuity, right?
Yeah.
The clarity of thought, having great ideas sometimes out on a bike ride.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you experience that?
Yeah,
Like
oh,
these
for sure.
kind of mental clarity moments
Yeah.
when you're out skiing?
Yeah, you know, it's a way to, like you say, just kind of, you can clear your mind and give you either some quiet time if you need it, or it's a good, like, brainstorming session with yourself, because the
Yeah.
ideas can just process it.
You're
Yeah. No,
in the
it's good.
flow
Yeah,
state,
absolutely.
and also in the circulation, right? The blood
Yeah.
circulation,
Yeah.
which helps the
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah.
crank out some good
Yeah.
thoughts.
And my favorite thing to do with my husband in particular, but friends and family, is to try to connect, because the cross-country ski system in Aspen connects a lot of the communities, right? And so I've tried to be really creative on how we can combine touring and exercise and the different geography, and where are the restaurants, and like, what, are we going to skin up to the buttermilk restaurant, which
Cliff
House, thank you very much. The Cliff House, and then ski down the back, or are we gonna, do some loop and try to loop in home team, or go out to Snowmass, or do something at the golf course and try to, get a beer at the golf course, right? So try to do that kind of Nordic, European, village to village skiing, but there's no other village, right? So we just make up our own little villages. And,
Owl Creek, maybe out to the Snowmass Club.
Yeah,
that
right.
could be a cool experience. Have some
Yeah.
lunch, or maybe some beverages out there.
Yep.
Maybe ski back, maybe shuttle back, depending on the
Right.
the festivities that
Yeah,
happen.
we skied in Ashcroft a lot this last winter.
Oh,
it's
fun.
really lovely in Ashcroft for
Oh,
cross country skiing.
With the Pine Creek Cookhouse.
Yeah,
What about
absolutely.
summertime? What's your primary activity for like cardio?
Yeah,
What you like to do?
biking. I don't do a lot of it, but I'm really trying to get back into more mountain biking, a little
Nice.
bit of road biking.
Sweet.
And then always I have to go back to the high country, right? That's my happy place. So I always have to go above tundra, or above tree line, into the tundra.
Yeah. So it's hiking then.
Then hiking
Right.
up, when I'm really in need of balance in my life. I'm like, I gotta go to the high country. I gotta get above tree line so I can find my peace.
Right. I like to say it's disconnecting from the digital world and all the
Yeah.
craziness, especially summer in
Yeah.
Aspen can be really busy.
Yep.
And connecting to the mountains at the same time.
Yeah, right.
It's magical.
Yeah.
And we do want to give a shout out to Trecker, your husband, Mike
Yep.
Trecker,
Yep.
who's your partner in all these
Yep,
many of these
yep.
adventures.
He's
So shout out to
he's a
Trekker.
Good partner. And when I get up in the high country, I always say, "Oh, I did it! I managed to extract myself from the valley floor," right? Because we get stuck here
Yeah.
in the city on the concrete,
I know, just getting
all
up.
wrapped up in the fact of whatever we're doing, and we don't realize we're in a tiny little village in the mountains. Like,
Yeah.
hello, that's what's really going on here.
And
If
summer
you go
goes
up
by.
Smuggler, right, you can look down on the town and you can see the perspective that we actually are a little town in the mountains, even though we feel like we're in Manhattan sometimes, right?
Right.
Not true.
I had the perspective from Sunnyside today with Marley
Yeah,
pulling me up.
right.
We're in a ski journey setup, which you
Oh,
can
okay.
appreciate. We've used it for everything but cross-country skiing,
What?
ironically. But getting up Sunnyside, looking down towards town, looking up at the Highland Bowl.
Yeah.
So amazing. We were only out for a couple hours, but
Yeah.
that's what I meant by recreating when I opened the show. I hope people have been out recreating, which is really
Yes.
recreating ourselves, right? You're
That's
different.
important.
You're changed. Just after even 15 minutes.
Yeah. No,
out
it
walking
is.
or hiking.
It's important to keep that balance, right? Well, it's the Aspen ideal, right? They
Yeah.
talk about it, mind, body, spirit.
Exactly.
It's important.
Exactly.
It's
It's beautiful. We're going to take a quick break, rehydrate for some heavy
Okay,
conversation, endurance talking,
Yes?
and maybe some talking intervals. We'll see.
Okay. Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Athletic talking. We'll see if we can pull that off.
All right.
All right, guys, we're going to take our early break of the show. It's only for 2 minutes. We do want to thank our summer underwriters for making our series happen June through September. Bridging Bionics, Haiti Children, Highlands Ale House, Independence Pass Foundation, Klug Properties, Paradise Bakery, Pitkin County Solid Waste Center, Red Brick Center for the Arts, We Cycle, Sundog Athletics, and the Wheeler Opera House. Got them locked. We're going to go to our only break of the show, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Natalie Trecker and so much from the Motherlode Mercantile.
That's right. Thank you.
So don't go away. Paradise Bakery and Gelateria is famous for their fresh homemade baked cookies, muffins, and gelato. Locally owned and operated, they're proud of their amazing crew and appreciate locals who've kept them in business, celebrating their 50th anniversary in 2026.
Join the string beans in helping reduce food waste in our community.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Ask for smaller portions in restaurants.
Take home leftovers to eat later.
Donate unopened food to our food bank.
Let's work in concert to reduce food waste.
Community is at the heart of Aspen, and I take great pride in being a part of it. I'm Chris Klug, and as a lifelong Aspen resident, my connection to this community runs deep. My involvement in local events and charities isn't just about giving back. It's about staying in tune with the community I love. Allow me to help you find your place in our incredible community together.
The Wheeler Opera House in the heart of Aspen. Rooted locally, recognized globally. Your destination for music, comedy, dance, theater, and more. Learn more at WheelerOperaHouse.com. Aspen's creative art scene can be found at the Red Brick Center for the Arts, hosting exhibitions by Colorado artists, youth and adult art classes, working artist studios, and nonprofits. The Red Brick is launching the new Aspen Public Art Program. More at redbrickaspen.com. Located slopeside at Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House is open daily, offering affordable scratch-made comfort food, delicious beers and cocktails. Ideal after your Maroon Bells adventure or for a family meal. Rehearsal dinners and weddings are a specialty at our beautiful venue. We Cycle offers free 30-minute rides for short, transit-oriented trips along the 32-mile corridor from Aspen to Carbondale. New for 2025, Snowmass Village riders can access e-bikes at 11 popular locations. Learn more at wecycle.org.
I'm Amanda Buxtell, founder and executive director for Bridging Barnett's Foundation. Our Centre for Neurorehabilitation enables our entire community to get upright and regain mobility. We are where care continues.
Restoring and protecting the ecological integrity of Independence Pass for 36 years. Independence Pass Foundation works with volunteers of all ages to take care of the place we love. You're invited to enjoy and appreciate our extraordinary backyard.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us here on the local show. About halfway through our summer series, I've got my friend Natalie Trecker. Born and raised Aspenite, like a unicorn.
Right.
But without the horn right there. You know, we don't need that part. But yeah, how cool. Growing up in Aspen, the Nordic culture and your family. In fact, I had your dad on about 10 years ago.
Yep.
Jim Ward.
Yep.
Talking about, what's his name? Ole Olson or one of these guys? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
These legendary Aspen guys. You
Right,
know, and
yep.
We're lucky to have their influence and inspiration.
For sure.
Of course, Klaus Obermeyer joined us on the show
Yeah.
for so many
Oh,
years.
nice.
And hey, Klaus, if you're watching, he's 105 years young
Oh my
now.
gosh.
It's
Happy birthday.
amazing. So now you've been at the landfill for just over 2 years now?
Yeah, just over 2 years.
What kind of like evolution have you seen, or what's been kind of the
So
development?
they started the Motherlode Mercantile as a diversion reuse project at the Solid Waste Center in the summer of 2022. And then in the spring of 2023, I was hired to supervise it and take on that program. And so it's been, 2 years there since I've done that, and really just trying to create a reuse resource for the community. And it's been really successful, and it continues to grow every year, like, about 25-30% on the previous year is kind of what we're seeing as growth. both in numbers of people that come and money that's coming in
Sales
and
figures
tonnage that's being diverted.
Wow.
We're mostly concerned about tonnage and people using the resource more than we are about the bottom line, which is really refreshing and great that
Right.
the rest of the solid waste center operation can support this reuse diversion project that is the Mercantile. So it's been really great, and the numbers tell one story, but the story that's really, I feel, most important and most exciting is the faces of all the people that come there every day. And
Right.
when they're so happy that the thing that they've loved and used and still has a lot of life in it can be used again, they don't have to throw it away, and people can find what they need to make their life better there and pay just a fraction of the price, and they don't have to ship the item across the ocean in packaging, right? They can just pick it up locally and not in a shopping bag and go on their way. So it's been really fun to see the word of mouth spread and get more and more people involved there. So.
Which is what we're part of our mission today, with the show, is to get the word out there and that opportunity. So happy on both sides, right? The people that see the life continue for these things, and we'll talk about what these things are.
Yeah.
And then the people finding these treasures, like I've been up there, found my favorite story is just super simple. I've been just up there kind of browsing, nothing really shopping in mind, but I found these two beautiful picture frames. I think they were $5 a piece. I talked it down to $8.
Perfect. Yep.
Brand new with wrapper.
Yep.
I mean,
prices are dropping.
Prices are dropping.
Frames are not $4 anymore. They're more like $2 or $1. So
oh my
that's
gosh!
good to know.
Well, let's talk about some of those items, because you have home decor items, athletic gear.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of talk about some of these kind of categories of items?
The largest category we see is furniture.
Okay.
And this spring and beginning of June, I went to a Colorado Recycle Summit that was held in Grand Junction this year. And there was some discussion about how furniture is this odd thing where there's a lot of waste there that's, coming into solid waste centers, but it's not construction, like construction, reuse, demo, right? Like there's a whole lot of energy and education about construction, deconstruction instead of demolitions, but deconstruction, right? And trying to repurpose construction supplies and stuff like that, right? And then also organics, right? Composting is a thing, and recycling, and household trash, and scrap metal and hazardous waste, right? But furniture is like, we don't know what to do with it. A lot of it is beat up and old, so it's not good enough to consign. Right. It's too big and heavy to go to most thrift shops, which are usually smaller in scale, do a lot of the clothing and textiles.
Yep.
And so we're kind of picking up that gap where there's nowhere else to bring beat up furniture that is actually really high quality, but just needs some love, or it's better than the little, just the veneer particle board, right? It's proper oak furniture, but it's lost its style or beat up a little bit. So
sure,
that piece of it, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there to create a culture around reusing that furniture, and that's what takes up most of the space there.
Right, and you guys have these kind of storage containers.
Yeah, they're shipping containers.
Shipping containers.
Like
I forget what those are called.
Yeah, Connex.
Connex, containers. Mm-hmm. You've got the mercantile building itself.
Yep.
Which has kind of the nicer items in it, or the home decor items.
Not really, just the little nicky-nack things that are small and will just get lost in the dust in the shipping containers, right? So yeah, it's kind of like the little boutique, but it's a place, it inspires people to come up and browse because there's always something fun there. So yeah, and we've moved from when I first started, I think we had 2 or 3 shipping containers, and now we have 7.
Wow.
And also the thing that's really been great is that we've connected with a lot of community entities, and I've just been donating stuff to them. So like the Waldorf School, I've been donating sleds and stuff for their playground backyard, and so I got pictures of
We've got an
them
image
using,
of that, of the sleds. That
sleds
drew my eye because I love sledding.
Yeah. using the sleds as boats in the summer and sleds in the winter, so that was fun. And then some preschools, I've been donating some little, carts and little kid toys to the preschools. There's been art project. There was an art teacher there at Pitkin County Public Health had a lot of extra gowns left over from COVID, I think, and so they were used as art smocks for this. Yeah, in Glenwood Springs, there's the Mountain Valley, I think it's Mountain Valley, greenhouse. They were building a huge planter at their greenhouse, and they were mosaicing the side of it, and so they needed, pieces of glass or mirror or whatever to mosaic that. So we sent lots of barrels of bits of broken ceramic stuff and stuff down to them, which was really a great thing to see. Yep. And then there's been the fabric, textiles, eventually, interior designers, they retire or go out of business, so we get bolts of fabric. And I've been connecting with some teachers that are teaching sewing classes and stuff like that. So it's been really fun to connect. And then the guy in Redstone, Ron's Rink, I've been donating hockey sticks to Ron's Rink. He created this ice rink in Redstone.
We have a picture of that as well.
We have a picture of that too.
Most of these items.
Yeah, so that's been fun. That's been something that's kind of grown since I've been there, trying to connect with these entities and help support them with their missions,
Yeah, a lot of these items, though, they seem kind of obscure. How do you decide what you're going to accept? Do we have, or could we ever have a use for this?
Yeah.
And then it's amazing how you can.
So this week, or was it this week, I think, maybe last week, I don't know. It just, the truck rolled up, right? You'll take this, yeah. Or I'm going to throw this away. I'm like, what? That's the most interesting thing in your truck. That's the one thing we shouldn't throw away. And it was the big wheel, the pulley wheel from the St. Mary's Church.
Oh, yeah.
For the bell.
Oh,
at
wow.
the St. Mary's Church.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
That's amazing.
And I said that will be the number one thing that someone will see and have a vision for. And so, 2 days later, I sold it.
Really?
And, I almost called the Historical Society, but, it's hard to connect all the dots all the time. But, so.
Interesting.
That was quite
So you just have to, you have to have a bit of an imagination, creative yourself, to say, well, could someone, I bet someone could use this, in a creative fashion.
The most fun thing we've been doing, because for some reason everyone's getting rid of their futons now, their futon frames, with the slats and this thing. So we had all these futon frames. Well, we've ended up using them for bike stands.
Oh,
interesting.
Interesting.
If you open up the futon frame without the mattress on it, they have the gap, and we have tons and tons of bikes that are getting donated, so we use them as our bike racks.
That's very creative.
So that's been a really good
And
win.
then you had some ski, I saw in one of the images, some ski mounts on the side of a Connex or something.
Yep, we got the skis out of the mud because there were all these brackets that were donated from some place had all these metal brackets, and I looked at them for months in a pile, and I'm like, oh, I know what that's for. So one of the guys in operations is a welder, and so we had him weld all of those on the side of the container. Wow. And so now we have this great piece of art, which is also a place where we can store the skis and sell the skis out of there, and it's a ski town. And so I'm hoping, I don't know, in the new build to maybe incorporate that container, so, to.
Because you guys are expanding the landfill.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some new structures as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the big picture there is that in order to expand the life of the landfill, we have to start burying trash in the low spot on site, which is where we currently are sitting with all the infrastructure.
Okay.
Right? Because we buried trash around us, and we're in the low spot.
Right.
And so right now they're moving dirt to move the leachate tank, water tank over there, so then they can reroute the road over there, so they can move all the infrastructure buildings out on the other side of the property. And in that process, the Mercantile will get a proper warehouse building.
Okay.
Which is great because it'll have a roof and a flat floor.
Nice.
And that'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
And then I'll be nostalgic for the time when we were out in the dirt with the shipping containers, right? But yeah.
To be back in the dirt.
Right?
You'll longingly think back.
Right?
And
About how it
reflect.
was so funky and fun, right? Everything shifts and changes. But it'll be much better and more useful for everyone to be able to use that resource if it's all indoors and we can protect things better and they can find stuff better, we can be more organized. And yeah, I say, this is my favorite thing to say, every day there is like Christmas and spring cleaning. Every day.
I love
Christmas and spring cleaning. Never ending.
So we're done. We're last minute. So locals can get involved, whether they want to, turn in items
Yep.
for resale
Yep.
or they need items, you
Yep.
know. And man, there's some really nice and even new items in there. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you just got to go frequently, right? To
Yeah,
find the gems.
absolutely. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
There
It's
you go.
never been more true.
Or one woman's trash.
That's right.
Could
Exactly.
be another woman's treasure.
That's right.
Well, I have some treasures I baked for you
Oh,
last
I'm
night,
very
Natalie.
excited. That's the only
new
reason I
dark-
came to this.
Well, I've been trending towards mega chunks and big.
Yeah.
Now I'm trending as minimalist to mini chunks.
Nice, awesome.
So I baked you some
Thank you so
organic
much.
dark mini chunks. Did
I
you have
will-
fun on the show today?
Absolutely.
It goes so fast.
It's always so fun. Yes. I know. We could talk another 2 hours
Oh my
about all the
gosh.
stuff I have.
Maybe we should because I
in
have
my
beer
head.
in that cooler.
Yeah, right? Perfect.
So stop on by the Mercantile at the Pitkin County Solid Waste Center. Say hi to Natalie and her crew. And thank you guys. Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And thank you guys for watching this week on The Local Show. Paradise Bakery and Gelateria is famous for their fresh homemade baked cookies, muffins, and gelato. Locally owned and operated, they're proud of their amazing crew and appreciate locals who've kept them in business, celebrating their 50th anniversary in 2026.
Want to live like a local?
Help us reduce food waste, a major contributor to climate change.
You can help in 3 simple ways.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Buy ugly fruits and vegetables.
Reduce food waste.
Live like a local.
From Olympic Podium to Aspen Real Estate, I'm Chris Klug, and I know what it takes to succeed. As an athlete, I mastered perseverance and strategy, qualities I now bring to real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, my dedication and commitment are unwavering. Together we'll navigate the market and achieve your real estate dreams.
The Wheeler Opera House in the heart of Aspen, rooted locally, recognized globally. Your destination for music, comedy, dance, theater, and more. Learn more at WheelerOperaHouse.com. Aspen's creative art scene can be found at the Red Brick Center for the Arts, hosting exhibitions by Colorado artists, youth and adult art classes, working artist studios, and nonprofits. The Red Brick is launching the new Aspen Public Art Program. More at redbrickaspen.com. Located slopeside at Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House is open daily, offering affordable scratch-made comfort food, delicious beers and cocktails, ideal after your Maroon Bells adventure or for a family meal. Rehearsal dinners and weddings are a specialty at our beautiful venue. WeCycle offers free 30-minute rides for short, transit-oriented trips along the 32-mile corridor from Aspen to Carbondale. New for 2025, Snowmass Village riders can access e-bikes at 11 popular locations. Learn more at wecycle.org. Since 1996, Sundog Athletics offers professional instruction and guiding in 8 mountain adventure sports, including Aspen's exclusive e-biking and canoeing adventures. More at sundogathletics.com.
Welcome to